Good afternoon, Elohim. How's everybody doing? Oh man, I was at the one of the city offices earlier this week talking to a friend, a Christian friend, and he's a real good guy, and says he's a little bit shook, about what's happening. I think we all are a little bit shook about what's going on. Uh, Sunday school didn't teach us about this, uh, nor did it teach, I think, almost anybody about what's happening. We had talked about Revelations and how it wasn't quite like how they made the movies and all that good stuff. So, we thought we were the good guys, or supposed to be the good guys, and well, we're finding out that we got a hand in both good and bad on this deal. You know, some people see it as having to be the way that it is, and I don't know as far as things have to be bad or what people consider. I think the negative impact. I think there's a good way out without any violence, but the people have to see that they are bigger than the government. Right now, it appears that the government is bigger, but it's nowhere near um, as big as the people. And so the people have to believe in, in ourselves and our ability to get things done. So uh, through through our dealings and our conceptions of what's supposed to happen or misconceptions of what's supposed to happen. We desire a good outcome, and a good outcome from where we're at. They're taxing us to death. Is to not be able to have taxes, uh, mortgages. People are going to lose their houses. I don't believe anybody should leave their house. It usually takes them about 6 months for them to do away with you or whatnot. Kick you out. Uh, Look at trying to stay in your home. Farmers, stay on your farm. We can create a system, but with the people at the top. Now, I'm going to keep saying this because that's what it's about. Uh, God didn't create us to be lorded over or managed by other people. Be fruitful and multiply. And so that's where I come from on this. Be fruitful and multiply doesn't mean war, doesn't mean killing, doesn't mean hate, doesn't mean male dominating women. I believe in complete equality. I believe part of the big reason why we're here is because we haven't had good female leadership. It's been left out all over the world, and we're seeing greed that we all have it, but at the top, these idiots are. It's unbelievable how and what they see. So we can see good and we can get good, but those protests we have to show up. You don't have to travel. Just go in your town and protest and speak out and speak to those that are governing. And enough shows up, then they'll listen. From the local county commissioners, city council, and whatnot, uh, all the way to the top. They'll listen, but they think they're bigger. And right now, they got their bluff in. We got to show up. Also, I know people want to know, well, what are we going to? Well, we have to create a foundation, and that foundation would prevent us from getting back to this place that we are at now, divided and at one another. I believe what he intended as a division, we can put it together. Since he put us in the same shit bucket, we're all shitty to him. We need to come out like roses, right? So, no mortgages, no taxes, no insurance. That's something to fight for, right? Uh, Females, male and female equality, equity. That's something to fight for, right? Uh, Racial equity. equality. It's something to fight for. Now, the indigenous land is where the money comes to us, but I believe if the indigenous own this land, uh, those other possibilities there are would be in the works, right? You don't lose your house. You don't pay rent. You don't pay mortgages anymore. You we live in our homes. You're gonna pay your utilities and whatnot and upkeep on your house, but things like that can be worked out through this indigenous part. And I'll see if I can't make something a little bit longer on my other podcast page through just little sit down interviews like or talks like this. Um, but have faith, have hope, pray, meditate, keep your mind in the present moment as best you can, and we can get through this. All right.